Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel for another card tutorial. Now you may have already seen this version on Facebook. I've already shared it. It's using Panda Paws Girl by Nitwit Collections, and it was one of their recent oldie but goodie sale kits. And I did get questions about how I made it. So today I'm going to show you how I make my fold up zigzag card. Because we've got 3 different zigzags and yet it still folds up. And once it's folded up, you can fit into your slimline envelope. Or if your recipient knows how it's meant to look, you can just fold in half into a 5x7. But if you stick to the end of the video, I'll show you a different way of making it so it fits into a 5x7 envelope as well. So it's a really easy card to make. It really does show off all your images. Now, one question I was also asked was, what printer did I print on to get such good quality prints? And I've got an Epson Eco printer, and really it's not the printer that makes the difference, it's the papers you print onto. So let me get an example. Now, up until recently, I was using Navigator paper, which was working brilliant, and the quality was good. I was quite happy with that. I did try Fabriano paper as well, but I found that a bit yellowy and not the nicest to work with. But you've seen in another video, I've gone through that. But in another recent video, if you look back through, I actually go through what papers I use, and I use a brand called Ice. So I use Ice paper. So if I find the same image, you can really see, more so in person I think than on screen, the difference in vibrancy between this one and this one. So this is the Ice paper, and I printed both of these on high quality matte setting because they were both matte papers, but you can definitely tell the difference. It doesn't show up as well on screen, I don't think, but in person, this is far more vibrant. So hopefully that answers your question as well. Ice paper. So let's get going with the card. So to make the base, I've just got my black cardstock and my trimmer. And just to make it easier, I've got a bit of a template just to remind myself. So if you wanted to take a photo of that, it might not make sense unless you've watched the video. So I'm going to start off. This is a 5x7 card blank. So if you've got a 5x7 card blank already, you can use them. You just don't have to do this fold down the center. But if you haven't, or you want a coloured one because you can't get your card blank in the right colour, just cut it at 10 by 7. So that is just your regular 5x7 card blank. And then I'm going to do my 2 cut lines first. So I'm going to come down 2.5 inches. Then I'm going to start at 1.25 inches in my trimmer. And I'm going to stop at 8 3/4. So I've got my long way coming down, and I'm lining up the left hand side with 2.5. I'm going to place my trimmer so that my arrow points to I think I'm off screen, down to 1.25 inches. Now at the moment I haven't pressed it down, so it's not cutting into my cardstock yet. Now it is. I felt it crunch. I'm just going to move it down until I get to 8 3/4. Yeah. So my little triangle here is pointing to 8 3/4. And then all I'm going to do is flip it around and do exactly the same. lining up the top at 2.5, moving my blade till the arrow is at 1.25, and going down to 8.75. And that's all my cutting done for now. So it's time to grab my scoreboard. And I'm going to be scoring at 2.5, 5 and 7.5. Now bearing in mind, I've got these cut lines. So when I'm going over them, I need to be a little bit careful because I don't want them moving. So again, every 2.5 inches. So I'm holding over those cut lines. So 2.5, 5 and 7.5. So those are all the way down the score lines. But I also want to score between my two score lines here and here. So the way you can do it is you can put a ruler or a piece of card, and we're going to do it at the 1.25 and 8.75. So here's 1.25, and I can find the channel there. Or alternatively, what you can do is just go 8.75, just do a gentle score line because I can feel the channel, press there, and I've got my 8.75. Either way works. So use a ruler or a piece of card just to find that channel right here, or just gentle feel there and then press between. So let's bring it back in, and you'll see now we've got those two cut lines, we've got all our score lines. So the first one here is at just the center panel, and that's going to be a valley. So I'm going to push it down into a V shape. Then this one is going to be a mountain, valley. So I'm just doing the center for now, a mountain and a valley. So you've got a sort of an M shape. Then these middle ones, top and bottom, are going to be mountains. So I'm going to bring them towards me. And you notice I'm not scoring anything yet. I'm just sort of training it first, just getting it all in the right place. And all four of these will be valleys. So I'm just going to press them down, and down, and down, and down. And now I can start bringing the whole card together. There. And now that I've got it all trained, I'm going to bring in my Teflon tool, and I'm going to press down on all these. Trying to pop back on itself. There we are. And inside here, I'm just going to lift this so I can get in. And I've got my card base all complete. Now the nice thing about the measurements I've come up with here are all of these 4 top and 4 bottom, all 8 pieces, are now 2.5 inch squares. So for decorating it, it's nice and easy. That's all I created was a topper that is 2.25 inches. And I just made 8 of them. So let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So all of these are exactly the same size, 2.25 by 2.25. Now the ones coming down the side, these, through the center, these are all 1.75 inches tall. And we've got 2 for the middle, which are 2.25 inches, the same as our squares. And then we got 4 small ones here, and I really did enjoy making these ones using the little camera. Again, these are 1 3/4 tall, and they're just 1 inch wide. So if you're just using a decorative paper, you just cut out those 8 squares and those bits there. And then it's just a case of gluing them on. So let's have a little look. I'm going to have the cameras pointing at each other, because I did flip. The beauty of digis is you can alter to what you want. So I wanted them facing each other, so I altered them that way. These two, I had the camera reel going across the 2 images, so I can have them together. Now I don't want a popcorn at the top as well, so let's put the 2 stars there. That's a wrap. I think that would be nice, just at the bottom right corner where you sort of tend to think of as the end. Let's put the presentation one there. So I've got popcorn there. I've got another image with a popcorn, which is a different one. So I'll put that there just to balance it out. So family movie night is the one left over. We'll go there. So let's just grab our glue. I need a new glue soon. Of course, you could just use double-sided tape or adhesive, whichever adhesive you prefer. And I'm just lining it up in between those cuts and score lines. Now with these beforehand, I have gone around them with some black soot distress ink. So any white bits, I can see I've still got a bit of white bit there. I've got enough ink left over here. I'll just get rid of any of the white bits from when I was cutting them out. So if your fussy cutting isn't the best like me, it's a one little cheat that I always use. So once you've got your 2 1/4 inch squares, you can see this card comes together pretty quickly. And if you're not into your digi kits, you can always use your patterned papers and toppers and trim them down. To get the matting layer then, I just had the inside paper was a 2 inch square. So you can mat and layer 2 on top of each other then. And then just add your stickers and your toppers, however you wish. Trying to make it so that all the bits don't fall. Move that away so I can line it up. And now just the center. Oh, I've got one top upside down. Change that before I stick it down that way. Let's do this side. And just the 2 center panels then. And the beauty of using the digital kit then over a paper kit is that on my computer now, I've used Microsoft Publisher to make all these toppers. So next time I want to make one of these, I can just use that as a template and just change out the images, so I won't have to do all the sizing and things again. So I've saved it as a template, or I saved this one as a template. So that's all I did then was go in and double click on the background paper and choose my new one. So it's really quick to do. And there we go. That is your fold up zigzag card. but I did say I was going to show you a little bit extra. So that then could be your finished card. Alternatively, you can do this next step, get another piece, and let's cut this at 10 by 7 again. And what I'm doing is just creating my regular 5 by 7 card. Scoring it at 5. So that is how you would make your normal 5 by 7 card blank. So what we're going to do this time is, rather than have this as our card, we're actually going to make it an insert. And I'm going to glue it like so. And then when you open your card blank, you get that on the inside. So let's add some glue. Now when you're adding glue, you want to do it just on that C shape there. So right around the edge. And a little squiggle there. Let's make sure I'm the right way up. So this is the inside card. This is the right hand side. So I'm going to turn it around just so it's easier for me to line up those corners. So let's just glue it down. And then on the other one, the backwards C, let's glue on there as well. And let's line it up. There we go. So now our trifold, our fold up zigzag has now become our insert. Now if you are going to do this, just use some lighter cardstock. You don't want it to get too thick. And then it's just a case of decorating the front. So I've created a topper all on my computer, so it's nice and flat because I don't add too much bulk, because there's quite a bit of bulk already. Definitely need a new glue. And you say now, well, where are you going to write on this card? Well, on this one, you'd be able to write on anywhere on the back. But of course, we've stuck this in. So that's all I've done is use the red solid on the outside. And this was one of the backing papers with the cinema stubs or tickets, top and bottom borders, which were already just one piece. So I just cropped it down. So these are all then just 1/4 inch shorter. So it's 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 inches. And there we go, just to decorate the back. So 2 different versions using the same cuts and the same score lines. One as a standalone card and one as an insert. So I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully you'll have enjoyed it enough to give it a go. And if you do give it a go, no matter what papers or what kits you use, I love to see the variety. Please head over to Paper Crafting with Paul, which is my Facebook group. I share pictures with us there for us to have a look at it. If you're not a member already, have a look in the description below. I'll add a link. But it's just easy enough to find. Just open Facebook, type in Paper Crafting with Paul. And please, as always, just give it a thumbs up if you've liked it. And write some comments below if you've enjoyed it too. Each comment, each like helps my channel a lot. So thanks again for watching. And hope you've enjoyed. Can't wait to see your versions. So see you all again soon.